All right, guys. So Alabama has won the SEC championship game against Florida, 52 to 46. It was a very entertaining football game. Now, I did a live stream at halftime of this game to where I thought Alabama would actually run away with the football game, and that turned out not to be the case. Florida continued to fight. Florida continued to put themselves in a position to be potentially victorious in this game. But there was a few miscues. If you look back at this game, the two turnovers that Florida had were costly, and then I think the situation where Alabama actually had a turnover late. I'm not late, but in the third quarter. It would have been a turnover for Alabama to where they would have blew the game out of proportion, but Florida just kept hanging in there. And that's a big testament to Dan Mullen and the Florida Gators for continuing to fight. This is easily the most competitive game that Alabama has had all year. A situation where I think Florida had plenty of opportunities to win the football game, but miscues. When you talk about a team like Alabama that can score upward, averaged about 50 points per game, you have to take advantage of opportunities. Now, there was a lot of Heisman talk. What's going on, guys? Malik Whiting here for the late night podcast. We're recapping the SEC championship game where Alabama was victorious over Florida 52 to 46. I actually had a little downtime today. A lot of folks may be thinking, man, you never did this for Auburn. Look, this is the SEC championship game. I don't care who's in it. I'm going to talk about it. I love football. I love SEC football. So we're going to talk about it. Cartel Phillips says Todd Grantham's last game with Florida. Perhaps that could be the case. Um, I'll tell you what, if nothing else, I really enjoyed the competitive nature of this game because going into the game, we thought, okay, well, Alabama's probably going to blow these guys out like they've blown everyone else out. But Florida continued to fight. They continued to fight even up until the end with an opportunity. Just didn't have enough time, just didn't have enough timeouts to actually make a run and make this a football game down the stretch. But it just goes to show that, Dan Mullen is on to something special down at Florida. I think Georgia, now we talk about the Georgia Bulldogs. Georgia has actually probably, I think they're talented, but Florida has made it to where Georgia has probably not necessarily missed out on an opportunity to win a national championship, but Devonta Smith from Alabama, who actually put the dagger in the hearts of the Georgia fan base, he's still around. He's about to leave now. Obviously, probably going to win the highest award possible for wide receiver. But this is a big testament to the no quit and the no. What's going on, Andre Ivory, man? We're here for the live stream post SEC championship game. I will say that I was thoroughly entertained by this game. This was one of those games that I'm like, you know what? I'm glad to be an SEC football fan. I'm glad to be ultimately an Auburn fan and alumnus, but this was a game that I was actually proud of the fight of these kids, the resilience that these kids played. And finally, yeah, of course, Cartel Phillips. Finally, how's your? Oh man, it's been an incredible day. This has been a great day for football, and definitely glad to be on with you all here late tonight, very late tonight, talking about the SEC championship game and the intensity in which these guys played, which shows a testament of what the future of the SEC will look like. One of the conversations that I wanted to have tonight is the prospect of, because of this particular game, you know, Florida actually pushing Alabama to limits that they have not seen all year. I think that is great. You talk about Notre Dame basically getting blown out by Clemson. that could lead to a situation where Texas A&M, who I think Auburn should have beat. I don't give a shit what y'all say. I think Auburn should have beat Texas A&M. Had plenty of opportunities there, but that's neither here nor there. That's a conversation for another video. Texas A&M could actually backdoor their way into the college football playoff. And oh yeah, now okay, so Wizard Dragon brings up a great point. The Auburn basketball team, the boys are definitely growing up. You look at where they were at the beginning of the season, where they were struggling a little bit. I think they lost a game to Gonzaga, but they're starting to gel, and that's what you get with a young basketball team. You get a situation where these guys got to get to know each other. You got the pandemic situation going on to where they haven't really worked together on that high of a level. Who knows what? And this is a testament to Bruce Pearl's coaching. You can never count him out. He may start out kind of slow, but once he starts to see what works, and he has a talented basketball team, a team that has actually recruited very well. And I think it's a situation to where, the Auburn basketball team, I think they have that self-imposed postseason thing going on. But these are some very talented guys. They basically beat up on Troy either tonight or the night before or something like that. So I think the basketball team is well on their way to doing something very productive on this season. We have a situation where the Auburn football team will find out what bowl they will be participating in, and you got the spiraling thing with as far as the who's the head coach going to be. You got names like Sarkeesian and Kevin Steele out there still. A couple of other names have emerged, so we're going to wait to see what actually transpires as far as that goes. But at the end of the day, man, I just wanted to say I've thoroughly enjoyed this game. I really thought this was a situation where Alabama, with their perceived superior talent, was going to basically kind of run away with this game. But the Florida Gators never gave up. They never gave up. They never relented to Alabama, even after going down late. They still found a way to keep themselves in this particular football game, and you can't help but to appreciate how this goes. We actually have a chance to finally win a bowl game. I think so, maybe so. I heard Auburn's coach to name Auburn is to name the football coach before Christmas. I hope so, because I'm tired of the rumors that are spiraling around social media with the different names that could possibly be out there. But at the end of the day, we just have to see how that particular how that particular thing goes. I think just really looking at the way this game against we're going to go back to the SEC championship game. The way this thing transpired, you got a lot of guys who from both teams have Heisman Trophy aspirations. At my halftime rant that I did with when Alabama was basically beating the shit out of Florida, I thought Kyle Trask would have had to have the game of his life to bring Florida back in the football game. And I think he did a great job. I think he did a great job of solidifying his place. He played with a bunch of heart. I don't know that he wins the Heisman Trophy, but I think you got to give a hats off to Kyle Trask and the way he played in the second half. As a matter of fact, Florida jumped up 14 points. Then you had the epic turnaround with Alabama with having the turnover and then getting up 2 scores again. Then Florida brings it back down to 1 score. Then we have the drama at the end. Timeouts were a factor. And now you have what you have now. Alabama winning their. Is this did they win it last year? Did they win it? Yeah, they won the SEC championship last year. So you're talking about 2 years in a row. Alabama as man, I want to make sure I'm right about this. What was it? 2019. Yes, they did win the SEC championship game last year, I think. Maybe so, maybe no. I just can't. My memory is not serving me correctly. I know losing the game to Auburn and then going to the next. Somebody help me out here. Yeah, LSU won it last year, obviously. That's why I say help me out. My memory is just not serving me correctly. As a matter of fact, LSU played Georgia in the SEC championship game. They actually beat the shit out of Georgia, which I love. I probably like Georgia losing maybe a little bit more than I like seeing Alabama lose. I get like this crazy, weird gratification by seeing Georgia lose. As a matter of fact, I got a crazy gratification by seeing Georgia not make it to the SEC championship game. Got an even more crazy gratification by them not being able to beat Florida. So, excuse me, guys. Sometimes I get a little out of pocket to where my information kind of escapes me for the moment. But I appreciate you all helping me out and also not judging me for not knowing at the moment. And because sometimes the years, I'm getting old, man. Sometimes the years start to kind of pile up on each other. 2019, 16, 17 starts to pile up on me. But yes, LSU having that epic run in 2019, Auburn actually coming within 3 points of actually beating LSU last year. LSU probably the best run in their history. Now they have completely fallen apart, which led to my other video. If you look on my channel, I think Bo Pelini should absolutely be fired. Texas A&M Aggies have actually made a nice case, though, to possibly be in the college football playoff. They beat Tennessee pretty bad today, 34-13. Now on paper, you look at it, 34-13. Pretty nice win for them. They had to pull away, but that's the nature of Texas A&M's football team. They're not in Alabama. They're not a team that scores a lot of points, but they're a team that can punish you because of their abilities on both sides of the line of scrimmage. I mean, they play very well. Offensive line, pretty good. Defensive line, pretty good. And they find ways to win. And that's why I think they could possibly be one of the most intriguing teams going into postseason. Now, will they make it in? I think they have a strong case. They beat Florida 41-38. They beat Tennessee. They beat Auburn at home. And I think they have a pretty nice case to, and they actually didn't play Alabama too bad at the time. So I think you plead a nice case for there to be two SEC teams in the college football playoff this season. Man, I really enjoyed this game tonight. Really enjoyed doing the live stream at the halftime, and look forward to seeing what the postseason may bring. Also look forward to seeing what the Auburn coaching search may bring. I want to give you all want to bid you all a very good night. Thank you all for tuning in, especially my first subscriber, Andre Ivy. Want to give a shout out to him and a big yo to the Noops of Kappa Alpha Psi. Those of you who know. Those of you who don't know. You just don't know. That's a big deal fraternity-wise. I pledged the Theta Delta chapter at Auburn University of Kappa Alpha Psi back in 2000. So I'm not just a guy just sitting on here talking shit. I actually went to the school and kind of familiar with the program. But congratulations to the University of Alabama in winning the SEC championship tonight. I got a strange feeling we're going to beat Alabama next year because we tend to do a good job of beating them at home, and it will actually be gratifying to actually beat them with their former offensive coordinator. Just throwing that out there. Hopefully Auburn makes the decision to either hire him or a very capable offensive mind. Because as we see with a 54-46 or whatever the hell the score was, you got to be able to score points and just stop guys when you can. Because this game looked like, especially with it being late December, when teams are not playing football no more anyway, it looked like a low-scoring basketball game. I'm going to be on with you guys tomorrow. I absolutely love the camaraderie. I love the support. And once again, it's Kennard Vernon Stewart here for the podcast. I may not always be right, but I am always here. And as always, it's great to be an Auburn Tiger, War Eagle.